You deserve better. Better food, better hygiene, better late-night choices that do not fight back in the morning. Fast food is supposed to be the loyal friend you can rely on, but some restaurants are secretly working against you. They look confident on the outside with flashy ads and big promises, yet behind the counter, there are things happening that would make your appetite abandon ship instantly. Today, we are investigating 7 major restaurant chains that have been tied to food safety scandals, disturbing hygiene habits, and customer complaints you would not believe. Stay with us until the end, because one chain on this list was caught serving food that touched the floor before reaching the tray. Once you learn how they handled it, you will never look at fast food the same way again. Let us begin. Number 1. Hardee's. Hardee's markets itself as the home of thick burgers, big breakfasts, and bold flavors. But behind that confidence, some locations have been caught ignoring basic food safety like it is optional fine print. Health inspectors in multiple states have documented issues that would make anyone lose their appetite fast. We are talking mold in ice machines, expired food still being served, and raw chicken stored beside ready-to-eat ingredients with zero protection in between. That is the kind of chaos that bacteria celebrates. Former employees have shared stories showing how cleanliness sometimes depends on who is working that day. One ex-cook posted that floors were rarely deep cleaned, and grease buildup around fryers was ignored until it smelled like burnt plastic. A different worker claimed some sausages were left sitting out so long they turned gray before anyone noticed. When managers push speed over safety, the product reaching customers becomes a gamble every single time. Even the burgers that look impressive in ads can take a hit in real life. Customers have posted photos of patties served partially cold in the middle or overcooked into hockey puck territory. And those breakfast biscuits people rave about. Multiple viral reviews suggest some stores pre-make them in huge batches and leave them under heat lamps far too long, turning them from buttery layers into heavy, crumbly disappointment. There are also temperature issues documented repeatedly by inspectors. Foods that should be hot are warm, foods that should be chilled are nearly room temperature. When the thermometer reading is wrong, everything else becomes risky. One report even noted flies crawling near prep surfaces, which might be the most unappetizing topping imaginable. Hardee's wants to be the hero of hearty fast food, but when basic hygiene slips, big portions cannot cover up big problems. If your meal tastes suspicious or arrives colder than your drink, it might be time to choose your cravings more carefully. Number 2, Burger King. Burger King wants you to believe they are serving flame-grilled royalty. In reality, the only crown some locations deserve is for health code violations. Over the years, multiple Burger King restaurants across the country have failed inspections due to unsafe temperatures, moldy equipment, uncovered food, and dining areas that look like they have not been cleaned since the 90s. Former employees have admitted that the famous grill marks are sometimes added by machines long before the meat ever reaches the restaurant, which means that smoky flavor is more costume than cooking. Customers have shared photos of burgers that look like they forgot how to be food. One person unwrapped a Whopper and found a patty so thin it nearly qualified as a suggestion rather than a meal. Another posted fries with a strange bitter aftertaste, only to learn the oil had not been changed for days. Workers confess that when the fryer oil gets darker than iced tea, management tells them to keep using it. Just add more salt and hope nobody notices. Sanitation issues are a recurring theme. Inspectors have documented slimy drink machine nozzles, food debris stuck to walls, and raw meat stored above vegetables. That is a cross-contamination disaster, and your stomach is the one that pays the price. One viral inspection report revealed a prep station held at above 50 degrees, warm enough for bacteria to start a community and elect a mayor. And yet, the commercials still show juicy, towering Whoppers stacked like works of art. The truth is, behind the bright menu boards, staff shortages and rushed prep often take control. Convenience wins over caution. If you have ever looked at your takeout bag and wondered why something seems off, Burger King might be giving you more than you asked for, and not in a good way. Number 3, Taco Bell. Taco Bell is the late-night hero for anyone who wants food that is crunchy, cheesy, and definitely not recommended by nutritionists. But for all the fun and marketing hype, some locations have a backstage reality that is far less appetizing. Multiple employees have revealed that when the rush hits hard, Temperature rules and food safety procedures can disappear faster than a taco on a college campus. That ground beef you assume is fresh and steaming might have been sitting in a warming bin far longer than intended, slowly drifting into the danger zone where germs multiply like they are on a team-building retreat. Then there are the beans. People love them, but the truth is not so heartwarming. Workers have posted videos showing how the beans start out as dehydrated pellets that look like aquarium gravel before being mixed with hot water until they resemble paste. The flavor might be decent, but the process is more science experiment than cooking. One commenter described it best, saying, "I thought it was beans, but it behaves like cement." Customers have also reported getting tacos and burritos with barely any filling, shells cracked into pieces, or cheese sprinkled like it was counted out one strand at a time. A viral photo showed a burrito with more tortilla than food, and the comments roasted it harder than the grill ever did. Health inspections have flagged multiple locations for dirty ice machines, food debris around prep stations, and improper glove use. In one report, an employee wiped down a counter, then immediately grabbed taco shells without washing their hands. That is not an extra ingredient anyone asked for. The truth is, Taco Bell's prices are tempting, and the flavors are addictive. But fast food joy can turn into regret if shortcuts sneak into the process. Your Crunch Wrap should never come with a side of concern. Number 4, Subway. Subway sells itself as the fresh and healthy option, the place where you can watch your meal come together right in front of you. But sometimes what you do not see is what matters most. Over the years, Subway locations across the country have faced health inspection issues ranging from improper hand washing to raw ingredients stored at unsafe temperatures. When the lettuce looks crisp, but the storage log says it has been sitting out too long, that Eat Fresh slogan starts sounding like a dare instead of a promise. We cannot ignore the legendary tuna controversy. Multiple lab tests sparked headlines after finding questionable DNA results in the tuna. Subway stands by its fish, but the internet has not forgotten memes calling it mystery meat with mayonnaise. Former employees have said some proteins arrive vacuum-sealed and suspiciously uniform, making fresh sound more like factory precision. Vegetables do not always escape criticism either. Customers have posted photos of brown, soggy lettuce and tomatoes that looked more tired than the employees. One viral image showed green peppers with a weird shine that made people wonder if they were washed or just wiped with hope. And when staff rushes, gloves sometimes become decoration. Health reports describe workers touching their hair, phones, and then your sandwich as if that was a normal part of the recipe. Then there is the bread situation. An Irish court ruled that Subway's rolls contain so much sugar they legally cannot be called bread. That means your healthy sandwich might be closer to dessert with deli meat lodged inside. And when it comes to toasting, some customers receive bread that looks perfectly golden on one side and still half asleep on the other. Subway is popular because it feels like a better choice. But fresh should not be a marketing word, it should be reality. If your sandwich smells questionable or your veggies look like they have been through a rough week, trust your instincts. Freshness should never be optional. Number 5, Golden Corral. Golden Corral presents itself like a food paradise. Endless options, unlimited plates, and a buffet line that says yes to everything. But behind that all-you-can-eat excitement, some locations have created concerns big enough to make your hunger suddenly disappear. Over the years, Golden Corral has faced serious health inspection citations for improper food storage, cross-contamination, and cooked items sitting out so long they dry up into unrecognizable shapes. When a dish looks like it has been waiting there since breakfast, that is not value, that is a warning sign. Buffets rely heavily on timing and rotation, and that is where things can go wrong fast. Food that should be piping hot can slip into the lukewarm danger zone where bacteria gets comfortable and waits for a ride to your stomach. Former employees have posted videos showing trays of meat left uncovered near the kitchen door while dumpsters sit only a few feet away. One viral clip even showed raw ribs stacked beside ready-to-serve dishes, and it became an online horror movie for germ-conscious customers. The shared serving tools add another layer of mystery. Hundreds of hands using the same spoons and tongs all day long means germs that arrived at lunch could still be lurking at dinner. And if you have ever watched a child cough near the mac and cheese, you know the real villain might not be the restaurant, but the people grabbing food without manners. Cleanliness and buffets have a complicated relationship, Some reviews mention sticky floors, plates not fully washed, and desserts that attract more flies than fans. Inspectors have cited certain locations for storing shrimp at unsafe temperatures or leaving sauces uncovered for hours. Golden Corral can feel like a feast, especially when you want variety. But unlimited food does not mean unlimited safety. When the buffet looks confused or the food looks like it has been through a journey, maybe that extra plate is one plate too many. Number 6, Qdoba Mexican Grill. Qdoba wants to be seen as the cool cousin of fast casual dining, the place where flavor comes first and the burritos are built with confidence. But behind the fresh marketing and bold toppings, some locations have dealt with issues that are anything but appetizing. Over the years, Qdoba has been linked to food safety incidents involving salmonella and chemical contamination, reminding everyone that even stylish chains can slip up in serious ways. Former employees have shared that when rush hours hit, consistency is the first thing to disappear. One worker admitted that vegetables sometimes sit in open containers for hours because there is no time to rotate them properly. Another said that cooked meats can end up right next to raw ingredients on the line, separated only by hope and a flimsy barrier. When the assembly station turns chaotic, your meal might be the unlucky one. Customers have posted experiences describing burritos that fall apart instantly because the tortilla is too cold or food that arrives strangely watery, as if something melted on the way to the table. And let us not ignore the guacamole. While advertised as fresh, employees say large batches sit in metal bins until the color changes from bright green to a shade that belongs in a painting, not on a plate. Health inspectors have documented problems too. Some locations struggled with improper temperature control, storing queso that should be hot at barely warm levels. Others were flagged for buildup inside the soda machines and crumbs collecting under prep boards. It only takes one slip to make bacteria feel welcome. Qdoba can be great when everything goes right, but that is the problem. It relies on speed, training, and timing all working perfectly. If even one step falls apart, so can your appetite. Number 7, McDonald's. McDonald's is everywhere. It is the restaurant you see on road trips, at airports, in tiny towns, big cities, and even across the ocean. With billions served, they want you to believe everything is safe and perfectly consistent. But behind those golden arches, there are stories and inspection reports that may have you rethinking that craving for fries. One of the biggest ongoing mysteries is the ice cream machine. It is so often out of service that people created apps and websites to track which locations actually have working soft serve. Former employees explain why. The machines are complicated to clean and sanitize, and when that process gets skipped or rushed, hidden buildup forms. So rather than fix the problem, the sign just goes up. Ice cream unavailable. Let us talk quality. Workers have shared that burger patties sometimes sit out longer than they should. One viral video showed trays of cooked meat left uncovered near a prep station with employees walking by dust and debris. Fries are famous, yes, but oil changes sometimes happen only when the color becomes suspicious. And if something seems slightly stale, the solution is often to add more salt, not do better. Cleanliness can be unpredictable. Inspectors have reported sticky soda dispensers, residue under heating lamps, and employees moving from handling raw meat to assembling finished food without proper hand washing. That means cross-contamination is always lurking nearby. Late-night shifts are especially risky as fewer staff members juggle too many tasks at once. Then there is the breakfast. Those eggs arrive frozen as neat little squares or patties. The pancakes are reheated, and syrup comes from giant industrial bags that do not look like any maple tree nature ever created. McDonald's remains beloved because it is convenient, cheap, and familiar. But when familiarity becomes an excuse to overlook safety, customers are the ones who pay the price. So before those arches pull you in again, remember that not everything that shines is golden. We just uncovered 7 restaurant chains that millions of people trust every single day. Not because the food is always good, but because the signs are bright, the cravings are strong, and convenience is king. But popularity does not equal safety. Familiarity does not guarantee quality. And cheap meals often come with hidden costs you only discover when your stomach starts asking questions. Now, this does not mean every location of these chains is dangerous or that every meal is doomed. There are plenty of hardworking employees who care about what they serve. But when a brand becomes massive, oversight can slip, training gets rushed, and shortcuts become routine instead of rare. That is when mistakes spread fast. So here's the takeaway. Trust your instincts. If something looks old, smells strange, or arrives colder than your drink, do not be afraid to walk away. Your health is worth more than a combo deal or a limited time promotion. You deserve better than food that corners were cut to create. If you learned something today, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who loves fast food a little too much. And drop a comment telling us the restaurant horror story you will never forget. Thanks for watching.